Welcome on in, guys. Tobin here with you, and thanks for checking out the channel. Hope all you rascals are doing well out there. Going to be boots on the ground tonight at the Heat's house, and they got a intriguing matchup coming up because they're taking on the Orlando Magic. It's a giant, very big team, and it got me wondering a little bit. You know, one of the things that I would be intrigued by, right? And I've mentioned this, but I'm wondering how close we are, and I'm wondering if this could be a team where it gets unleashed a little bit, right? Finally, we got to the point where Spo is playing two bigs. He's playing Bam. He's playing Kel'el. We've gotten to points where he plays Kel'el, he plays Nico. We know that was kind of like our toe in the water for Spo. All right, we've played Nico and Bam. We've seen that play together. But what about? Could this be a game? All right, and I guess we'll get our answer. But could this be a game where we get Nikola Jović, Kel'el Ware, Bam Adebayo all on the floor together? Oh. Woo! Dude, I'm telling you right now, that would give me the goosies. If we could get to a point where Erik Spoelstra gives the Serbian Terminator the keys, and he's out there running point. And we got Bam, and we got the Warehouse, and we got Boy Wonder. Don't know who we want that last piece to be. Jaime, Haywood, Dunks. You know, look Duncan Robinson, Tyler Hero, Niko Jović, whoever you want that other piece to be. But I'm just thinking, now I know where I'm going to start. I'm not going to get crazy here, waste your time with a take that is going to be like, oh, stardom. I know that's not going to happen, but could we get to a point, it may be hard with the Jimmy Butler stuff hanging over it, but could we get to a point where Erik Spoelstra would ever think about playing all three at the same time? All three bigs at the same time, man. How about that? Three big guys out there. Tall. You want to talk about tall time? That's tall time. A little, woo! Triple T. Oh. Makes me excited just to think about it. Now, I was reading some quotes from Nico here because he's adorable. This is from Ira Winderman. He says on Jimmy Butler, and he said, quote, on Jimmy, we sure miss him. He's one of the best players in the world. It's, of course, not easy just to play without him, but it's what we have to do. We have to find a way to win without him, and that's what we're trying to do. Tyler Hero had said today, and we don't know how this is all going to go, but he says that everything with the Jimmy Butler thing kind of feels normal now, which I don't know is a great thing to hear. You're coming up against two of the more important regular season games of the season, and call me old-fashioned. Call me old-fashioned, but I like the idea of the Miami Heat trying to win important games. I saw a stat on social media today that the Miami Heat 9-18 against teams over 500 or better. Not great. They do have some nice wins this year, but not enough. Now, I don't know if that stat is regards to at the current time or the current record of that team. Like, for example, the Warriors, I think, were over 500 when they beat them. Now they're under 500. So I don't know the stat musing that went on into that numbers. But the point is, not good enough, right? This is a huge week just in the eyes of, like, if you were just going at this, I don't have any grand illusions of what this core will do together, especially knowing where Jimmy's effort is in flux a little bit. But I do know who the guys are that I want to build around, right? The Miami Heat have very clearly leaned into Nico, Ware, Bam, Tyler, with Jaime going up and down a little bit. Duncan is kind of just like steady as they go, doing everything that he needs to do. So could there come a time where all these guys share the floor together? Clunky as it may seem, but I do think that you have all the rebounding that's out there. We already know that Spo liked the dynamic. He's liked at the times the dynamic of all of these big guys playing with Bam. Could there ever be a time where he wants to bring both of them out there? That, to me, is what the interesting thing is. And Spo did mention after the game, like, Nico has to get to a point where he is not getting his head down or getting bothered, especially if he misses shots? Can he be the same effective defender, rebounder, do all the small things when the shot isn't falling as to when it is? I think one of the things that you like about Bam is that even with the shots not falling this season, the dude never relents on defense, never relents on the rebounding, and never seems to cheat that side of the ball. So, yeah, those are things that you have to wonder. But I also think that it's I definitely think it's been at a better standpoint for me. So I wonder if we get to a spot where Nico is ever trusted like that to go and put that out there. But from his standpoint, this was him at shoot around today, talking about the consistency that he wants to play with.
As soon as I step foot in the gym, until I get out, from practices to meetings, to every game on both ends. Of course, I think defense is what's keeping me on the floor. So I think that's the part that I really got to be good at, because offensively, I always feel like I'm going to be all right.
Feels like he's going to be all right. I think you've seen a guy more confident. One of the things that I was interested with Nico this year is like, all right, what's this guy going to be like? Can he go and break anybody down and beat them off the dribble? Can he go and use his size to take advantage? Definitely think we've seen growth there. But defensively, I also feel like he can be stout. He can stay with guys. We saw him, get some blocks this past game. Maybe there's still got to be more of an emphasis for him to punish on the offensive end when smaller guys are on him. But I do think that that's coming along. I do think that is coming along in an interesting spot. So very interested to see what the next step is with all of this and where all of this goes. Because as Tyler Hero said, this is all normal. Now, Tyler put on his Instagram this post, and I don't know what to make of it, but he had posted on his Instagram something to the effect of, let me get this exact comment, right? He posted a montage of pictures, but put, just keep going. And then there was one where he's shaking Bam's hand. Bam reposted it. And look, it does have to be on them with all these distractions, right? All these distractions that they're facing with the Butler situation. It is relying upon those two guys to bring everybody together to handle this. And if they can get, and I do think that these wins, if they can somehow, and I don't know what's going to happen tonight. I don't know where we're at. I still feel like if we get to the point where Jimmy Butler comes 7:00, they announce the starting lineup and he's not in it, I'm going to be surprised. But if they can get these wins, if they can get if they can get these wins, it's probably even more fair to look for a split against Orlando, who's been a handful for Miami this year, especially now that they're at full strength, and Cleveland, who's struggling a little bit right now. But I think that these things could go a long way for your young team and build a lot of confidence because, and especially at home, they have not been very good at home. They've been getting the crap kicked out of them in the Kaseya Center as of late. So hard to not feel like these are two monster ones coming up, but I continue to want to see Spo lean into liking the dynamic of his big players. Keep going, baby. That's what I want to see.